without further ado, let's go ahead and get things started with our episode. And the first thing we're gonna do is our first impressions. And the first impressions show that we're going to be discuss is this Disney Channel show that has been going on for a couple of months now. We haven't seen it yet until now, and now it's time for us to finally give our first impressions to Stugo. Okay, so theme song is catchy as heck. Do you like that?
Yeah, and the theme song, not only is the song itself catchy, especially with the Stugo part, but the intro does such an excellent job in introducing each and every single characters by name, by character design, what makes them tick.
I don't know. I just love the whole bop where you just hear the thing, they hear the Stugo part, and then after that, everybody's just bopping, like dancing and stuff like that, which is cool.
Yeah, and then one by one, you're introduced to each and every single character, and you're already invested in them because of how distinct that each of them look.
Indeed, yeah. I mean, like, it's kind of crazy how, like, 6 kids go into an island and then they think it's camp, but it's not. Then they're just trying to live there for the rest of summer. So there's that. But here's the thing. When we first saw Stugo, it was pretty much like a trailer on Disney Channel. And it talks about those 6 kids, that one scientist, what that island is all about. What were your first impressions when you first saw the trailer of Stugo?
My first impressions when I saw the trailer of Stugo, because Disney Channel shows are still at their prime, they're still going on strong. When I saw Stugo trailer, I was thinking, I'm getting into this. Maybe not day one, but definitely sometime. And I just happened to watch Stugo much earlier, like earlier this week. And I was, from the first 3 episodes I've seen, it's relatively a good show.
It's quite interesting because like they just do it's odd because we're going to be discussing the episodes later, honestly. But like we did watch the first 3 episodes of Stugo, and it's odd like what these 6 kids are going to go through, like what other things are happening on the island and all that jazz.
Yeah, and no lie, Stugo is sort of like a mixture of Steven Universe and Summer Camp Island. Like when I look at like the beach view of the island, it makes me think of Steven Universe, and when I think of like the bean-shaped mouth and the character designs, it gave me a bit of a Steven Universe vibe to it. But then when I look at Summer Camp Island and how it takes place in an island with many different sorts of creatures, Summer Camp Island vibes.
Okay. I couldn't even put a relation to like a TV show, honestly. I thought it was just its own thing. I just saw like, what was it? The characters, they look fun. Pliny looks cool with the glasses and stuff and everything else. Yeah, I mean, like, first impressions wise, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, I wanted to try this out. I want to see what Disney Channel has in store. I mean, we have Kif, we have Big City Greens, we have, what was it?
Primos.
Primos. Now Stugo's here. Like, what will make Stugo stand out? What will make this show, something that we will love to see for, like, these next couple of seasons to say? Who knows? But, yeah, I mean, first impression wise, I thought it was not bad. I wanted to try this out. Like, this looks to be, like, a fun show. So let's break down like the whole story of the show, because it talks about 6 different gifted middle school children invited to a mysterious remote island for what they believe to be academic summer camp. It is revealed to be a scam by Dr. Lula. Now the kids are just pretty much stuck there for 3 months. They use their wit, teamwork, and their friendship to succeed on their adventure of this island surrounded by different creatures and natural habitats. Okay, so how impressed were we by how the plot was handled in this first 3 episodes? I
thought that each and every single episode that we did see, they had their own plot to it. This isn't one of those shows where it's all built up with this one grand story. No, each and every single one of them are episodic. Like, for example, you have the kids fighting off the mutants for food. You have the kids dealing with this manatee babysitter, which is a nanny tea. But then Francis is the one that is like, that manatee's kind of sus, something is up. And yeah, she was definitely the MVP of that episode. And then, of course, there's this bean trading episode where it's basically the kids are collecting beans and they trade beans. And then Sarah kind of scams Larry. And then, Sarah does feel guilty about it, but then she tries to make up for it in her own way by finding off a lie with another lie that contradicts that other lie. So I do see where they were going with this, and it's a clever way to make it so that the character deals with the fact that she lied to him.
All right, well, you broke down like pretty much every episode, so I'll stop talking.
I mean, it's not every episode, but it's a few.
No, it's just those 3 episodes. It's just those 3 episodes that we discussed. But okay, but the only way I'm gonna say this is that there's just so many side stories in these episodes that it's kind of suspicious. I mean, Dr. Lula, I think, is the main factor in this, because why is she on an island with these creatures? Who are these creatures? Did she make them? What are these scientific stuff that Dr. Lula is doing? Why is she by herself? Is there other people that are with her too? So these 6 kids are like trying to figure out these, like, all the things that's going on. Like, they're stuck there for 3 months, yes, but like there are so many things around like the island that they're discovering right now, like those beans, for example. What was it? Dr. Lula and like apparently this nanny teen, the nana teen that what was it? The nana teen that actually wants to like destroy wants to like get rid of Dr. Lula for a freaking speedboat or something. Yeah. And then there's also one episode where the big biodome happens too. Like, oh, when you put your hand in the biodome, oh, you're going to be part of the island too.
Yeah, that was actually quite clever in a way that it tackled that kind of concept. It was quite an interesting, unique concept.
I think the whole concept is, who is Dr. Lula? What is she doing? And remember, like, there's some suspicious stuff about her. I just feel like there's something, the answer has to be out there in Stugo.
You could say that she is not what she seems.
Oh, God. Okay. Where are you, Gravity Falls here?
I'm just saying that Stugo has the chance. They have the potential. They have the opportunity to actually have their own not what he seems type episode where it's a big twist when it comes to the character of Lula. They have the opportunity to do that. But then again, they could go the slice of life route in which they continue to make episodes.
I mean, from hearing the story, like they use their wit, teamwork, and friendship to succeed on their adventures. I'm guessing it's just small adventures on the island, but I feel like there's more than that. There has to be something more than that. I really hope there's a full-on story about like what Stugo's all about, you know? And what does that mean? What does Stugo mean? I don't think... So there's no meaning of Stugo, right? It's just the name of the title.
You know, there's a chance they could go the Amphibia route, in which in the beginning you do see a string of small slice of life mini episodes, small episodes before you get to the grand story. Like, it could actually do that, because with when you think about Stugo, you kind of wonder, where do these natural habitats come from? Where do these creatures come from? What's Dr. Lula like? What was she like before the island?
I swear to God, like, Dr. Lula, I think, is the one answer that we need to figure out. That I just feel like that's how it's going to be. And again, Stugo episodes right now, they're not really giving out that answer. They're just giving out the adventures of those 6 kids.
They're giving out the adventures of those 6 kids from what we're seeing, but I really do trust, because this is a Disney Channel show, I do trust that they're going to do something more with the environment of Dr. Lula.
Hopefully, yeah. I mean, we are currently only watching 3 episodes. I know they're already at like 16 episodes already in Stugo, so exactly. We have to catch up. We definitely have to catch up. All right, so now let's actually discuss about the characters of Stugo. Let's start off with the main character, Pliny, not an Indonesian American who serves as the leader of the group. She strives for fun, creativity, passion, and resources in the island, and tries her best to keep up the group together. Kind of does feel like she is a leader herself. I mean, she kind of like I don't know how to explain it, but like, when it comes to all the things that the group needs to go through, it is up to her, right?
Yeah, Pliny is definitely the heart and soul of the group. Not only that, but her personality is very extrovert. She's very outgoing.
Oh, I know. And she like wants to do these kind of stuff here and there. I remember like she tried to like offer her boots for food.
Yeah.
In that one episode.
Yeah, like the thing about Pliny is that she's definitely a happy-go-lucky character. A happy-go-lucky character that gives you the vibes of, let's say, SpongeBob or Laszlo, but except Pliny's actually smart.
I kind of do. Well, here's the thing. They're all smart, by the way. These kids are supposed to be all smart going into this island.
Yeah, and that's what makes these characters work together, is that they may contrast in terms of personalities and interests, but what they share in common is that they're gifted.
Yeah, they're very gifted kids, and you know, let's not think about it like, oh, they're stuck on an island. They're thinking that it's going to be like some sort of summer camp, but it's not a summer camp. I don't know. I think I do like Pliny. She's kind of fun, kind of cool to see. She's kind of crazy sometimes. Like she kind of goes outwitting to say, yeah.
She does, but she does have good intentions. But there are times, like in one episode that I will not name, for example, where she does try to support a friend, but then it kind of goes the wrong way.
Right.
So yeah, so the thing about each of these characters is that while they are smart, they're not perfect people. They have their own flaws to work on.
Indeed, yeah. All right, so yeah, there's Pliny, and then there's the other person who also is like kind of sub-leader to the group, and that's Marion. She's a cautious, uptight, and anxious girl who tends to get worried or fall into perfectionism.
One thing you gotta keep in mind is that Marion, I think what makes Marion work is that she's the opposite of Pliny in terms of personality.
That's true. You're right, right.
And that's why the two work well off of each other, is that they're both so opposite in terms of personality and mindset that they work well off each other.
Like, Marion is trying to, like, I don't know what's going on with Marion, but, like, she is, yeah, correct. She is cautious. She's kind of like one of those folks that are like nervous or something, like, oh my god, I can't wait to do this. Yeah. You know, you're right. I can understand the whole perfectionism that comes with her.
And also, is it just me? I have to point out her character design because her character...
come on. You can't be Luann Loud again.
Is it just me, or does Marianne look like Luann Loud?
No. She's not even funny as Luann Loud. Oh my god.
She looks like if Luann went to boarding school.
Oh, but okay, I don't get the whole design either, because she's wearing a big ass suit, like as her design and stuff.
Exactly, hence the boarding school part. But yeah, Marianne on her own does stand out for the reason I mentioned, where she works well with Pliny. She tries to keep Pliny in check, and she tries to keep the group in check, and that's what makes her a vital member of the team.
Yeah, and I think she's like one of the smartest persons out there. So, I've seen some clips ahead, by the way, where she actually apparently does a law firm. There's this commercial where she just goes like, are you hurt in an accident? Call my number," or something like that. And you know, if anything, this kind of like shows how funny she is too.
Better call Marianne.
Yeah, see? Yeah, is there? Better call Saul. Your little reference here now. Next person to bring up is Frances. She's a stoic, calm, and collected odd girl who has a deep voice, who approaches things in a very chill manner. I guess she is the chillest character in the show, to be fair. I don't know. Like, she has some suspicious vibes, honestly.
She has that stoic personality in which she doesn't really react strongly to anything. And the one time where she actually does act on her emotions, she does it like low vibe, like that Manatee episode, for example, where she was basically the goat in that one.
Well, she was the one who actually knew that there was something wrong with the Manatee, and then everybody else who was in the group was just like, I want to draw this, I want to star.
Exactly. She's not sucked into the trend, and I think that's what makes her by far the smartest one of the bunch, because she didn't give in.
How do you like about the whole attitude that she has? She's so like calm and like stone-faced.
She's calm and stone-faced, but there are times when she's calm and stone-faced to a fault. And when you're like that to a fault, it's either you're internally depressed, or you've been through so much you just don't care anymore.
Yeah, she kind of goes through that, but to be fair, like I understand that there is something in her where she's like kind of cares a little bit, but there is some. I mean, she seems like she's sadistic, she's sarcastic and stuff, and like I don't know, there's just something odd about Frances. Like I don't know, like the way I'm kind of seeing her, like there, at least that one episode in the Manatee episode kind of shows like she can actually be a character that can actually help the team out. But at the same time, there's like times where like Frances can be a little bit suspicious. I'm like wondering, what are you doing? What are you doing?
You're kind of sus.
You're kind of sus. Yeah.
Yeah. Frances is an oddball, but she's an adorable oddball.
I kind of, yeah. If anything, like that's one thing about Frances I have to look into now. Like, is she sus throughout the whole show or something? Yeah. Next person up is Chip. Larry. Larry is a Taiwanese American, enthusiastic, reckless, and upbeat boy who loves bugs and adventure. By the way, loves bugs and adventure. Did he try to eat bugs in an episode?
Yeah, he was fascinated with bugs. He was fascinated with noodling, and if you know what noodling is, it's like you put your hand in the water, then the sea creatures kind of like grab your finger or something. Yeah, Larry is just, full of adventure, full of...
I think he's kind of like hyperactive too.
He's hyperactive. That's what makes me think, is Larry ADHD? Because
maybe. That's a good idea.
He could be ADHD, which makes it even better.
One other thing about this too is like I guess he's like one of the youngest in the group because like he believes everything. I just remember that one episode where like he was being scammed by Sarah.
Yeah.
And he just believes Sarah all the time. I'm like, oh God, what is going on?
And it makes sense because since he is the youngest of the group, he's the most impressionable. Like he may be smart, but I'm not going to go so far as to say, he's the smartest of the six.
He may not be the smartest. Maybe he is. Maybe in a couple of things here and there, but like, no, most of the things that he's done, he like, what was it? He's done some crazy stuff. I mean, I just know that he's not that crazy, but he knows what to do with the group. I just remember that one time where like he cloned him. It was like cloning something, and then apparently his hand got extended. Yeah.
See, the thing about Larry is that while he is wild and crazy, thankfully he does have his limits.
Yeah.
He does have his limits.
So yeah, that's Larry for you. Chip is the next boy that we're going to discuss. He's a boy who tends to be overconfident and claims to be strong, despite the fact that he's not very brawny. But
whatever his intelligence, big intelligence does make up for lack of strength. And there's not much to Chip in comparison to the other characters, I feel like.
Chip is the overconfidence is definitely there. Like he wants to stand out and say, I'll be the one to be the hero. Right?
Yeah, like he kind of has this, shonen anime protagonist mindset where it's like he wants to save the day and all that stuff.
Yeah. There've been times where like Chip just wants to volunteer, like he'll just stand up for like the group and all, but he ends up failing at the end.
Like Chip wants to be the leader, but let's be honest, Pliny is the kind of leader that Chip wishes he could be.
Yeah. No, if anything, I mean, Chip has been an interesting character. Like I just remember that one episode where he was like looking at beans, and he looks at that one bean. It's like, it's me.
The one that looks like Chip.
It's me.
The beans that look like Chip. They call him his base. It's like, yeah. That right there tells you Chip is very egotistical.
Very egotistical indeed. And he's quite an interesting character. And then lastly, there's the big girl in the group, and that's Sarah, who is a nerdy and headstrong girl who is insanely competitive, a wild card, and even fond of anime. I mean, the fact that she like wielded a sword in that one in the second episode, the first episode, like
I think she even low key referenced Okami.
Yeah, oh my God,
she low key referenced Okami.
I get it, she's a nerd and stuff, like,
and that's
I can totally see that. Yeah,
that's why I adore Sarah. She is very headstrong. She's pretty much very wild, not necessarily Larry kind of wild, but she's got that spunk and spirit that gets her going. And like. Her being into anime is a huge plus. Like, her being an anime nerd, bonus points.
I mean, the fact he's an anime nerd. Yeah.
Bonus points.
Definitely huge bonus points. Oh my gosh.
And then, of course, big question, but who is by far your favorite camper?
I have to be Marion, actually. I'm starting to like Marion a whole lot. I don't know. Maybe it's just her, like, consciousness. It's not Luann. Just stop pointing to Luann. But I like Marion, though. She's cool. I mean, what was it? She's being cautious. I love how funny she also is as well. So, yeah.
For me, it's a toss-up between Frances and Sarah. Frances, because of her stoic and calm personality, just can't help but adore. And then, of course, Sarah, for the reasons I mentioned, she's a free-spirited anime nerd. So it's a toss-up between the two.
I think it's just because she's into anime is the reason why you like her, huh?
Yes.
God damn it. Okay, and then we have to talk about Dr. Lula, an egotistic scientist who tricks the kids into coming into the island to do her work and run her errands. She's indifferent towards the kids, but slowly grows and respect each of the kids and their talents. I mean, for the first 3 episodes, it doesn't feel like she cares for the kids because she literally hired the kids to fix a machine.
Yeah, Dr. Lula, the best way to describe Dr. Lula is that she falls into the trope of cranky counselor, this selfish counselor who is indifferent towards the kids. Like, I've seen it before with Scoutmaster Lumpus from Camp Lazlo or Susie from Summer Camp Island. Dr. Lula also follows suit with that, except they actually write her character in a unique way that makes her stand out.
Because, like, she doesn't care for the kids, and she does some, like, random stuff, like, in the island. Like, she was playing tic-tac-toe with a freaking crab. She tours around like the island to do her own things. She buys a freaking scooter and tries to upgrade it herself. Yeah,
that's the thing. That she's a scientist, but she's a scientist who ends up scamming these kids, and then you see all around her the wilderness, the supernatural creatures.
Yeah,
you want to know more about her the more you see her.
I mean, yes, because she's the one who actually brought the kids over to this island, and I'm like, Why? Oh, just to fix a freaking machine? I don't think so.
It could be. Well, for now, it is established that it is to just fix a machine, but I have a strange feeling, and there's a low chance that it may happen, but I feel like Dr. Lula brought them there for a much deeper reason than that the show may establish episodes later.
Yeah. Either way, I mean, yeah, she's quite of interesting of a character, though. I mean, I have to watch more episodes, but yeah, something about her just makes me feel like she's suspicious. There's something going on with her in that island. Yeah, there has to be more answers to be brought out when it comes to the show. And then, of course, there's Mr. OK, who's Dr. Lewis's assistant, who's a mutish Scottish terrier who also talks. Look, there's not really much importance about him, honestly.
The best way to describe Mr. OK is that he lives up to his name. He's just okay.
He's just okay, and then he's just, like, being an assistant for Dr. Lula. I mean, that's not much to say about him.
Which is kind of strangely ironic and kind of funny at the same time, where even the show establishes that he's an okay character because they give him a name.
Yeah. Also, the other thing, too, they also bring up the creatures of the island. Like, there are people who are, like, fish with human legs.
There's that one alligator.
Yeah, alligator who has human legs. And, like, wait a minute, these are all different creatures. Like, were they made by Dr. Lula?
They might have been. I have a feeling that Dr. Lula may have done a mutation experiment.
Yeah, but then she left them like loose in the island pretty much. So they're like living by sand, like apparently from an episode. The original was obviously sad.
Yeah, and the characters do have the potential to play a huge part in a twist, if there ever is going to be a twist in Stugo when it comes to Dr. Lula's character.
There's a bunch of like creatures in there that kind of makes me feel like, are they going to attack Dr. Lula? I know that there's some that are friendly, like they're just going through all these habitats around the island. They're meeting up with so many other creatures that apparently Dr. Lula has done, or they're just random creatures that just were made out of nowhere. So I don't know what's going on with this island, but like these creatures are also key towards the show because, you know, who knows what secrets they have. Maybe Dr. Lula made them, or this is maybe a habitat that has not been explored in the world.
Or I have a theory is that the mutants may be revealed to be a, you know, rebellious group, like the resistance against Dr. Lula or something.
Well, they're not attacking her yet.
Keyword being yet, but I have a feeling they're gonna do an ambush on her later on. But that's a potential.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I have to look back at like those episodes, and they haven't attacked her. So either way, she's just a crazy scientist that does this kind of stuff. So
yeah, it leaves you wondering what makes her tick. It leaves you wondering what makes the island tick, what makes the mutants tick.
Right. Again, we're only 3 episodes in. There wasn't really much to bring up besides those adventures. So there's that. Next up, we want to talk about the animation because this style of animation was made by Titmouse, who looks very well done with a simple yet creative look. Titmouse has been working with Disney Channel for so many years. They have worked on KIF and a bunch of other shows for Titmouse. So what are your thoughts about the animation, how it blends with the remote island environment?
Yeah, there's a reason Titmouse has been one of their go-tos in terms of animation studios for Disney Channel shows. Between KIF and this, Titmouse really does nail the animation to a T. Because you see the character designs, how they all look unique, and not to mention, each and every supernatural wild creature definitely looks distinct from their looks.
I just really do, I don't know, like when it comes to the animation style, I mean, it's kind of familiar to like what KIF is, like not really too much on the actiony stuff. It's just characters that are just like drawn in just to fight them and stuff. Okay, like I try to look back at animation, like what makes animation style so great. Like for example, Owl House, what they did through their animation, like they did it so fluidly to say. But then, like when it comes to Stugo, it's not like that. Like it's like stiff. It's not too fluid or motion. You know.
It is true, and I think that's what Stugo is trying to go for, because it's not trying to be this grand epic cartoon series. I think it's trying to be this fun, campy, you know, sci-fi show. And I think that the animation style is fit appropriately for a show like that.
Yeah, I mean, like, unless they go crazy into the animation and try to make something actiony, maybe that's when the budget kicks in for fluid animation or something.
Yeah, because it all depends on what type of scene that they're animating. The bigger the stakes are, the bigger the action sequence is, the bigger the stakes are, the more budget they put into this one scene.
Yeah, I mean, again, It looks okay. It looks okay. I'm not looking at like bad drawings or anything like that. I think the designs have been great for every character there. Everything is like animated really well, so I must say the animation is top notch.
Yeah, I think so too. I think it's great for what it is.
All right. So yeah, we watched 3 episodes. Do you want to talk about your overall thoughts on those episodes?
My overall thoughts on those episodes, I had quite a blast with it. It was actually very fun and engaging to see these 6 kids coming together, fighting together, having fun together. But it leaves you wondering, why are they sent here in the first place? It can't be just to serve Dr. Lula. It's got to be a bigger reason than that.
I really hope so. It can't just be about them being stuck there for 3 months.
And that's what makes Stugo so intriguing, is that it makes you want to watch more, because you want to see what's the big mystery reveal in terms of Dr. Lula. Like, what makes Dr. Lula the way she is? What makes the mutant creatures the way they are? Yeah.
I right now, like, I just feel like the flow of this show has been kind of like what Amphibia was. Like, like Anne started to come into the town, and then she just became like part of part of Wartwood, and then she does her own things with the planners and a bunch of other characters that are in Wartwood. Stugo is probably the same thing. Like, you have these 6 kids going into an island, and then they're just roaming the island, looking at these creatures, seeing what this scientist is going through with Dr. Lula. And yeah, I mean, there's gonna be some time where like there's gonna be a big event happening, like Dr. Lula reveals something, and then the kids rebel back, or something like that. The kids reveal a secret. I'm just waiting for that episode to come up, but at the moment right now, with these 3 episodes that we saw, it's just mostly them just doing adventures. And to be fair, it gives me like more insight on the characters. Like, apparently Sarah could be a scammer. Larry is very fun just to do whatever he wants. Pliny is leader type material. Marion is absolutely I gotta say, it's absolutely adorable and smart. Like, she absolutely is smart.
Yeah, and she keeps playing in check.
Chip is show offy, and then Francis is very suspicious. I mean, come on, she can't leave a straight face like that.
Something tells me that Francis knew all along that this was a scam. Like, I'm gonna say this right now. There's a possible chance that Francis might be in on it with Dr. Lula.
Like, I know that every, like, in episodes of Stugo, there is going to be like an episode that focuses about a certain character. I mean, which is great because it gives me more insight looks about who, for example, Marion is, who Pliny is, who Sarah, Chip, and Larry are. Because like, I love to see more of that. But again, this is just the only first 3 episodes, and that's, I think, like 5 out of 6 episodes were just all about character development. And like the first episode was them joining the island. Cool. And then the next couple episodes is just them going on adventures and trying to like clean up, do all of this to survive in the island, to say.
I think that's what they're trying to go for, is that the first 5 or 6 episodes is just going to be them doing silly shenanigans, silly adventures, and then the rest of the episode is going to go much deeper than that in terms of character development and plot development.
Indeed, yeah.
And so, yeah, I think the number one thing that I want to see, you definitely might have mentioned this, but I definitely want to see more character development with each of these kids. Like, what were their home lives like? Like, what makes them smart in the first place?
Yeah, that'd be a good thing to also bring up too. But again, I don't see flashback episodes yet.
Not yet, but they'll come soon.
Yeah. Well, overall, what you thought about the series?
I think it's a really intriguing series that I'm having quite fun with, and I'll definitely be watching more and more.
Yeah, I definitely am intrigued. I actually do want to see more episodes of Stugo, so I need to start getting a marathon of it. It's not on Disney Plus, unfortunately, which sucks because that's my way to actually watch Stugo. It's on Disney Plus.
Unfortunately, it's not, but you can still watch it on Disney Channel and Disney XD.
Yeah, there you go. So you're gonna continue watching this show?
I'm gonna continue watching it.
Yeah, everyone's gonna be watching this. So yeah, to say the least, our first impressions on Stugo is actually very positive. Looks like it's another hit Disney Channel show that we are definitely on for.
Yes.
And I can't wait to see more episodes of Stugo and see what this mystery is in this island.
Stugo.
Is that really just the theme? Just put the theme song and all.
It's so catchy.
It's a catchy theme song. Yeah, really good stuff.